Hello everyone and welcome back. Every once in a while I share a little bit about my past, my history, and I've told you in other videos I grew up in the United Kingdom, in England actually. And just recently somebody said to me, did you have any vices growing up as a kid? Well, I didn't smoke, I didn't use drugs, and I didn't drink. So what did I do? Well, fractured the occasional traffic law is what I did. And so I was one of these kids who used to street race. Maybe we shouldn't tell the Florida bar that. In any event, and this was back in the 80s, so if the cops wanted to give you a speeding ticket, well, they had to catch you because they didn't have radar back then. And other than a couple of times where I almost killed myself, eventually I did get caught. And I got a very large ticket, and I had to go hire a lawyer to represent me because, well, they wanted to take my driver's license away. So, think about this, right? Even here in Florida, especially now, we have this super speeder law. And if you're on, say, on the turnpike and you drive 101 miles an hour, in other words, more than 30 miles an hour over the speed limit, which is 70, not only can you get a ticket, but it's now a criminal offense. And they will arrest you, potentially take you to the county jail, and tow your car. I mean, all of this fun stuff. So here's the deal, right? If you speed often enough, I mean, at some point you're gonna get a ticket. Why do I tell you this story? Because the Baker Act, a Baker Act facility, which is an agent of the state's mental health system, they're the equivalent of a speeding car that never, ever, ever, ever gets a ticket. And they can speed as much as they want, as fast as they want. They never, ever get a ticket. And the reason I sort of share this with you is because one of the things I tell people when they call us about, how can the facility get away with this? How can they do this to us? Is because there's nobody watching them. In other words, there's no oversight. Meaning when they take your loved one and they lock them up and they forcibly medicate them and they abuse them and deny them access to you and deny them their statutory and constitutional rights, there's nobody there to tell them you're doing this wrong, you're doing this illegally. It's like the speeding car going down the road as fast as it wants. There's nobody watching, there's nobody running radar, there's nobody there making sure they obey the speed limit. And that is the problem, well, one of the big problems with the Baker Act. And so when I tell you that nobody's watching, it's like, you drove down the road, you drove recklessly, you drove really, really fast, and nobody's there to give you a ticket. So this is one of the problems with the Baker Act, and it's one of the reasons I tell folks who call us, you need to fight like hell and as quickly as possible to get your loved one out. And when I say fight like hell, I don't mean go down to the facility and kick up a big stink, which in all likelihood is probably going to get you not only thrown out of the facility, but it may get you arrested too. So don't do that. The way to handle this appropriately is to go through the legal system, and that's where we can help. So if you've got a loved one who's been Baker Acted and you're wondering why all this crazy stuff is happening, this is why. Because ain't nobody there to give them that speeding ticket. Meantime, if you have a loved one who's got a substance use or mental health issue and you're tired of the chaos, you want a different outcome, we'd like to talk to you. We'd like to see if there's a different outcome for your family. Also included in the link to this video is our brand new book all about the Marchman Act. And it's made for you, written by you, it has video content, and it's completely free. You click on the link, it sends you you give us your name, your email address, and then it sends you the book, and you can download it for free. So please do so, because it's for you. If you are dealing with another issue in your family and I've not made a video about it, let me know. I'll make you a video. If you like this content, please give us a thumbs up. Helps with the Google algorithm. And if you want more of this content that I make every day for you, please subscribe to the channel. With that said, thanks for tuning in, and don't tell anybody about the whole speeding thing. Thank you. Bye-bye.